Can an e-bike replace my car? I've been seeing a lot of hype about this concept of an e-bike being an alternative source of transportation, and in this video I wanted to actually break down the cost difference between the two to see if it actually makes sense. But be sure to watch until the end because I'm going to share my honest real-world perspective on if it's actually feasible to replace my car with an e-bike. The comparison I'm going to make is between my 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee compared to the Engwe L16 e-bike. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check out this specific e-bike. It's actually been quite a gem to ride, but let's dive into the actual differences. Starting off with the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the total cost I spent was for a used one, and I spent $30,000 was the cost of it, but after 20% down with tax, title, fees, it was around $8,000. Then it's a $530 monthly payment, so the total after 5 years of paying it off, the total is $40,000. That's if you get a typical loan and you pay it off after 5 years. That would be the expense, is $40,000. Insurance is around $200 a month. I personally have a much cheaper rate because I bundle my home and auto and all this different stuff, and I was grandfathered into like an extremely low rate. So I personally only pay like around $120 a month, which is a very good deal. And then my tabs cost me around $102 a year. Maintenance is around $700 a year. Gas is around $2,000 per year. This is based on the average mileage and average American drives in a year with today's gas prices. So if I take away the initial cost of getting the vehicle, my yearly cost to just operate it and run it is still $4,242 a year. And my grand total cost of purchasing the vehicle and owning it for 5 years comes out to $61,210, which is quite a lot of money in my opinion. Now, some people might say, Tony, you can still sell the vehicle after those 5 years and recoup some of your losses. And yes, that is true, but I would only be able to get $14,200 after depreciation. So I'm still going to be taking a loss of $47,010 after a 5-year span. But now let's compare that to the Engwe L16. So the initial purchase cost is $765 if you want a single battery setup, and it's only $1,080 if you want a dual battery setup, which is a crazy good price for this kind of e-bike. I've tested out probably 100 different e-bikes at this point, and the value you're getting and the amount of mileage you're getting for that price point is pretty hard to beat. Another advantage with the Engwe L16 is you have no insurance on it, you have to pay no tabs, and the maintenance is only $200 a year. You might need to swap out your brake pads or something minor. And then the electricity to charge the battery is only $20 per year is what it comes out to for the average person to charge it. So without including the initial cost of the e-bike, your yearly total spend would only be $220. And then if you do include the initial purchasing price and the maintenance after 5 years, you're gonna be spending $2,180. And then if you still wanna sell the e-bike after those 5 years, you could probably get around $300 for it. And then your loss after selling would be $1,880. And that is a huge difference from owning an e-bike to owning a car. And that's a huge advantage for owning an e-bike instead of owning a vehicle, especially since the e-bike comes with integrated lights, it comes with suspension, fat tires, it has 75 to 150 mile range, which is like absurd. And one huge advantage about that range is you don't actually have to swap the batteries. The second battery is actually hardwired right into the e-bike. So if you're on a long journey, you don't have to stop, swap the battery out, replace it, and then keep going. You can just keep going all on one charge because both of the batteries are connected to the e-bike, giving it power. And another good advantage about getting the dual battery setup is if you do it, they will also include a rear rack, which this thing is beefy, it's large, and it's definitely made for utility purposes. So you can haul kids on it, you can haul supplies, cargo, you can use it for hunting. This bike is very versatile for whatever you need it for. But now let's talk about how realistic is this actually. city. And for people in the city, I think this is very realistic because e-bikes not only save you all that money, but they also save you a lot of time. So you don't have to spend time in traffic. You don't have to spend time looking for parking. You can literally just drive to your destination and then strap it with a bike lock and you're good to go. So you can really save a lot of time. You don't have to pay for parking, and it's just really convenient. And especially since the e-bike has such a long range, you can get around wherever you need to. And most of the time you can probably reach your destination faster than getting in a vehicle and, spending time in traffic, looking for parking, all that nonsense. And you can just show up and get to your destination. And another good thing about riding in the city is there's a lot of infrastructure set up for bikes. So there's bike lanes, there's sidewalks, there's spots for you to actually ride your bike and be safe. So it's just really convenient for riding in the city. However, let's talk about my reality because I live in rural Michigan and I don't have dedicated infrastructure set up. So for me, it's kind of a little more difficult to ride my bike everywhere because there's no bike lanes. If I'm gonna ride on my road right outside my house here, I'd literally be riding directly in the road or in the ditch because there's no in between. So I need to be a little bit more careful and cautious. And the good thing about the Engwe, like I said before, it has integrated lights. So I do stand out and I'm visible to other people riding on the roads, but there still is a small risk that I'm just out in the open riding. Another downside of living in Michigan is we have about half of the year that is very frigid and cold. And yes, e-bikes are capable of riding in the snow. They're capable of riding in the cold, but I just don't prefer to because it's super cold when you're traveling at fast speeds and you're just out there with the winter wind blowing in your face. It's just not that fun. But it's possible. Another reason why an e-bike can't fully replace a vehicle for a lot of people that live in a rural area is because a lot of times they drive 45 minutes to an hour to work sometimes, and traveling that distance takes a lot longer on an e-bike. It's not that it doesn't have the range to get you there and back, but it's the fact that it's gonna double the amount of time it takes to get you to work and get you back. So instead of being an hour-long trip, it might be a 2-hour-long trip to get all the way out to your work. And then it's going to be a 2-hour trip back home. So that's a 4-hour round trip. And most people don't want to be doing that every day. So it's not that the e-bike doesn't have the power to get you all the way out there and back. It's just that it takes extra time riding a bike instead of a vehicle on the expressway. The last reason why I can't fully replace my vehicle with an e-bike is because I have children at the moment, and currently I have like an 8-month-old, and technically you're not supposed to ride children on an e-bike until they're old enough to wear a helmet and have good neck support. So I personally can't even take my daughter for a ride. My other daughter, who's 2, I definitely take her out for rides. So you can get like a kid carrier for your e-bike and you can haul them around wherever they need to get to. But since I have a bigger family, I have to rely on a vehicle to take me places instead of just always getting around on an e-bike. So for me, I personally wouldn't be able to fully replace my vehicle with an e-bike. However, even if I still purchased an e-bike and used it periodically instead of my vehicle, I would still be saving a ton of money on gas alone. So even though I have to still pay for insurance, pay for my tabs, and pay for my vehicle, even if I got an e-bike in addition to that and still replaced like 1/10 of my trips that I would typically take in my car and replaced it with a bike, I would still be saving a lot of money on gas alone, which would in turn pay for the bike because like I said at the start of this video, the Engwe L16 is only like $1,080, so it's not that much. And honestly, it's super convenient to ride. Anytime I'm heading into town, I just hop on an e-bike and go. If I need to get some groceries, if I need to run some errands, if I need to take my daughter somewhere, if I need to stop over at a buddy's house, hopping on an e-bike is super convenient. So my honest perspective on this topic is no, I can't fully replace my vehicle, but yes, an e-bike is still a great solution for an alternative source of transportation, and it can still save you a lot of money. So I absolutely love e-bikes. I think this Engwe L16 is a great option for you, and it can definitely get you the range you need. So if you're interested in it, again, I'll put a link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on another one.